Testing, take three. Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you very much for doing that. I'm going to try this Tiermaker thing that a lot of people are doing. Instead of doing a ranking of the albums, there's tier, God tier, and God tier albums, and people have made for years. But they're adding a lot of the prog stuff on Tiermaker, and so this is my third attempt. So I'm going to start doing just different bands, the more well-known bands. I don't know if I'll sign up to Tiermaker and create my own at some point. I didn't do a lot of special categories for, so I'm just going to lightning round this sort of like the Dream Theater songs list because I hate having to do stuff multiple times. It's frustrating. So Yes is, I'm just going chronologically. Yes is self-titled album. I like, but I don't love. I think I gave it a D. Time in a Word, same thing. I like the title track a fair amount. The Sweetness is a favorite because it's on Buffalo 66. I think it's on Time in a Word, but those two albums kind of blur for me. The Yes album, it's a classic. I don't like it as much as some of the records that followed it, but I still like it a lot. I give it a B. It's got Starship Trooper, of course, and Yours No Disgrace, and of course, All Good People, and thinking of anyway. Fragile, an A. Heart of the Sunrise is an absolute Stone Cold prog classic. So is Southside Sky in some ways. It's got the little vignette, little small, like short pieces, including Mood for a Day, Long Distance Runaround, Roundabout. Anyway, Close to the Edge. I'm actually giving this. I gave it a B, and I guess I'll still stick with a B tier. I like Siberian Khatru, but I feel like the title track and You and I have gotten a little burnt out on it. It just gets frequently mentioned. Topographic Oceans, I like 3 of the 4 songs a lot, especially Ritual, so that's why it gets an A. The Ancient, different story. Ancient's a weird piece. I don't know if I'll ever care for it, but when you got 80 minutes of music and you got 60 an hour out of that 80 minutes, you're scoring pretty high. Relayer is an all-time favorite of mine. All 3 pieces are fantastic, including Sound Chaser. But yeah, it's like jazz fusion, jazz rock, heavy, whatever, with Patrick Moraz, the battle section, especially in The Gates of Delirium. And To Be Over is beautiful. So anyway, going for the one, I've never been that crazy about going for the one. I like Parallels. I like Turn of the Century especially. The title track is okay. It's got that twangy country vibe to it a bit. I do find Awaken, though, to be highly overrated and cheesy and melodramatic. The church organ I don't care for that much. I used to at one point, but pretty overrated. So anyway, that's why that ends up at whatever, the C tier. Tormato I'd put in the same category. I like Release, especially, and Don't Kill the Whale. Silent Wings of Freedom is okay. I think it's a little underrated, so it sort of fits at the same level as going for the one. Drama, I absolutely love. The Buggles guys made magic with those guys, even though it didn't have John Anderson and Rick Wakeman. Into the Lens is an absolute favorite of mine. I love that song. Tempest Fugit, of course, and Machine Messiah. But every track is great. It's definitely, like Relayer, it's less is more, and it totally works. 90125 or 90125, not 90120. I actually put on, maybe it's being a little, I'll put it as a D. I originally put it at the lowest level. I hated this album when I listened to it many years ago. Of course, Wonderful Lone Heart I've heard to death. I still don't mind that. And I like Changes. I like Leave It somewhat. There's Everything has a song that's a fair amount like that song. It's kind of grown on me. But generally, the Trevor Rabin, even though it's Trevor Horn produced, yes, I'm not that crazy about. Big Generator, kind of in the same boat, Don't love it. Don't really hate it that much, but it's 80s, yes. Shoot High, Aim Low, I believe is on that. Anyway. ABWH, kind of in the same boat again. A brother of mine's on that album. Of course, it's not a Yes Album by name. That's the only, it's got the Roger Eating artwork. Union goes in E. It's a terrible album. The tour was great, but the actual album didn't work, unfortunately. Anyway, the tour, I didn't get to see the tour, but from pretty much every account, it was just fantastic to have all 10 guys playing in one concert. Talk, I'll give it a D. Endless Dream, but I own it on CD, but I haven't listened to it in ages. But more of I could probably put it Don't Know Well Enough. Don't Know Well, but I don't know. Open Your Eyes, bad record, even though that was the record that I bought when I first checked them out and was trying to get into them. I have the surround sound version too. Keys to Ascension 1 and 2. I haven't really listened to Keys to Ascension 1. I don't think I have it. I have Keys to Ascension 2, and it has to be Mind Drive, which is one of the 10 best Yes songs in my mind. In fact, if they do songs, I might do a songs one of these at some point as well. I guess, between the two, I would probably lean toward, against Half Live. I guess I'll put it in C just because it's not enough music, but Mind Drive is like 15 minutes, and it's awesome. The latter, in the same category, I really enjoyed. I thought it was a comeback of sorts. It's a lot of just good songs, not like any classic songs, but from song to song, I felt like it really worked much better than most of the other records after Drama. Magnification, I listened to it when it came out. I was doing radio. We played it on the radio. My friend John played some of the songs from it. I know Alan White plays the keys because they didn't have Rick Wakeman and Igor Korshev had been booted from the band. But anyway, it's their most symphonic record. It's very orchestral sounding. Fly From Here, same deal. I wanted to love this. I love Drama. It was written around the same time as Drama. Benoit David's vocals didn't do enough for me, I guess. Although I have not heard the version from 2018 that has Trevor Horn singing, so I still owe it to myself to listen to that. And then Heaven and Earth. Unfortunately, the last album with Chris Squire goes in the E category. It's just listening to Wallpaper. I don't have the Quest on here, but I didn't really care that much for the Quest either. It was a little better than Heaven and Earth. I'd probably still put it on in the E category. So those are my Yes sort of tiers. They're not exact ranking, although it's pretty close. I guess I'd put Relayer over Drama. I'd put Fragile over Topographic. I'd definitely put Yes Album over Close to the Edge. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like I said, please subscribe. What's your tier album list from Yes look like? Are you looking for the new record, of course? That's partly what got me inspired to the new song I kind of like. But anyway, thank you for watching again, and we'll see you next time.